Let's get started.
Hey, what's up everybody? Mikal Pradia here. I'd like to first thank each and every one of you for spending your very valuable time here with us today and joining us for another episode of Success in Minutes. For those of you who are brand new, I always encourage each and every one of you to go ahead and grab a pen and paper to take some notes, write down any questions you may have, write down anything that inspires you, empowers you, and motivates you for the year 2015 and beyond, and go ahead and leave your comments, some positive feedback, anything that you may be going through right now, so that way we can all continue to grow personally, professionally, financially, emotionally, and above all else, most importantly, spiritually, ladies and gentlemen. And so, for those of you who are joining us for the very first time, I like to do these videos to be able to, have us start thinking a little bit different about the things that we are saying to ourselves, to other people, to, whatever may be inhibiting us from getting from where we are to where we want to be. And so just the other day, I actually had made a post. I do these lessons of the day on Facebook where I just share something that just comes to me through spirit, through, an experience, whatever the case may be. And I actually had the opportunity to go to Eric Worre's Network Marketing Pro event and heard from this guy named Matt Morris. And Matt Morris said, I believe it was Matt Morris, he said that adults go to jobs to be able to still be treated like a kid. And I was like, wow, I never even really thought about that. And he added to that is that, basically we're still being told, when we can go to lunch, when we can actually eat lunch, what we can and cannot wear, how much we are worth by the salary that they attach to our name, and whatever other type of limitations that a job typically puts us in, right? That inhibits us, that allows us to, or disables us from being able to live our true self, live our true passions, our true calling in life, I would say. And going back to clarify things, to be able to get, see things a little bit differently, Jim Rohn always said to work full-time on your job while you work part-time on your passions. Once your part-time passions exceeds your full-time income, then you can switch lanes in life and make different decisions about where you want to do. So I know there's tons of people out there that are saying, hey, I love my job, I love what I do, that's freaking awesome, right? But the most important thing is to be able to learn as much as you can from the job that you love, and then eventually in due time, it doesn't have to be today, it doesn't have to be tomorrow, it doesn't have to be next week, next month, next year, whatever the case may be, but there needs to become some point in your time where you can start working on turning that passion, that job that you may have, and turn it into a viable business that you own and operate, and leveraging yourself through the help of other people, so that way you can go to have the freedom of time, energy, and money all on your side. Time to do the things that you want to do when you want to do it, the energy to perform at your very best on a daily basis, and the money to be able to provide for the lifestyle that you have envisioned yourself to live, the vision that, not to touch on anybody's spiritual beliefs, that God, the universe, whatever the case may be, that has blessed you with to see a different future, a different lifestyle. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, it's not sitting behind a desk Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, building somebody else's dreams. Yes, it may be able to give you that guaranteed paycheck to be able to take care of today's, circumstances, but I know that you are worth more than that. I know that you are worth greatness. I know that you have greatness within you, and so use those skill sets, the fundamental skills that you learn at your job, and then apply it into your passion, so that way you can say, hey, you know what? I don't need this job anymore. You can burn your ships, cut the rope, whatever the case may be, set it on fire, right? And then go out there and live on fire, right? I love what my mentor Tim Hurry always said. He said, if you set yourself on fire, people will come and watch you burn. Excitement, your enthusiasm, is what attracts great things into your life. And so, after making that post of that lesson of the day, saying, that, a job is just a place where adults go to still be treated like a kid, some people, get the misperception of what I'm really trying to say. And, I had one of my cousins, I love her to death, and, I hope she's actually watching this video, but basically it's like, hey, she's been an entrepreneur, she, was really trying to make it happen for several years, and, she found a career path that she really loves and enjoys, and she said, hey, I tried entrepreneurship, it didn't work out for me. I feel like I lost a lot of years of my life, but now that I found this job, I am happy, I do have joy, and that's awesome, right? But yet, you just can't give up, right? It's like, Thomas Edison, the great inventor, he said, I failed 10,000 times, but, those 10,000 times of failure only showed me ways that did not work, but that 10,001 time showed me one way that it did work. And I also love what T. Harv Eker says, that if you're not getting getting the results that you want. There's simply something that you do not know. Maybe it's the book that you're not reading. Maybe it's the mentor that you haven't found. Maybe it's just one piece of information that can totally create that shift where everything just starts popping and starts clicking for you to be able to start getting the desired outcome, the desired results that you do want. So never give up on that dream. Never give up on that passion. Never, give up on just throwing the reins down, or simply throwing the reins down and saying, you know what, it's not going to work out. I'm just going to, do whatever I got to do just to be able to maybe get that sense of life back, right? So I highly encourage each and every one of you, yes, work your job, temporarily, so that way you can live a lifestyle that you envisioned forever, for infinity, right? Until you, go on to the next life, right? And transform into new energy, right? So that's really the message of the day, It's just to never give up. Never say, hey, you know what, it didn't work out. You just got to find something else that does work. Find out some other piece of information that you could apply to make it work. Go and seek out a mentor that is doing what you want to do. Shadow them and just be a student. Just learn every single day. Never give up. Put one foot in front of the other. And it may not happen next week. It may not happen next month. It may not happen next year. But continue. Just put one foot in front of the other, and no matter what, you will get to your destination. Why? Because there's thousands, millions of people that have done it before you, and you can do it too.